Yeah, I just find it funny. Like, for example, the college I went to, they still try to send me like requests for money and shit. I'm serious. They try to send me requests for money. It's like,
but it's been abandoned ever since Ranrock took hold of the coast.
They basically, they're a Christian university, or actually the Jesuit university that I went to, and they're extremely expensive to go to. But now they have the gall to send me like requests years later. Oh, you're an alumni. Will you donate? No, I paid you insane amounts of money to go to your college to begin with, and I didn't get a job out of it. Like, it was literally a waste of 4 years of my life and time when I could have been maybe getting a trade skill or something. Your college sucks. You didn't give me any connections to get a job or nothing. You basically, you know, you took all my money. I had to pay back all these fucking loans and shit. Like, why would I donate to you later on as an alumni? Like, you're out of your fucking mind. And the funny part about that is, you probably realize, like, every college is probably the same. It's not like they follow up on their students. You know, out of every university, how many students actually go on to have great careers based on what they went to the school for? Probably the ones that did are the ones that become the alumni who go back and donate. But out of that, what, 50, 60% probably it's a waste of their fucking time. And then they never ever speak to them ever again. It's like, could you stop contacting me? Like, dude, I'm 40 years old. Can you leave me alone now? Like, it was 20 years ago. When I was done with your university, I don't need to be reminded of how I wasted all that time and money because your university sucks. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a waste of everyone's fucking time. I don't want to be reminded of a mistake I made when I was like 20 and I paid you all this money for nothing.
I know that.
All right.
I'm making small talk. I'm not going to trek up
this is something different. This is like an optional dungeon or something, so I'm not doing that. Yeah, it's crazy. Just think about how much money they make. They request the tuition. Even when I was going to college 20 years ago, tuition was ridiculous, like tens of thousands of dollars a year. I think my college was like 30, 40 grand a year, something like that. Insane. Insane money. Now, years later, oh, can you donate? Donate? I fucking paid you all that money. What did you do with it? Seriously. Donate. You want me to have made money and donate money to you? You fucking idiots. Crasco, no, I did. I wanted to do computer science, and they assured me when I was going, because I was scouting colleges and everything, okay? They assured me when I scouted the college that they had a really good program for this. They're like, yeah, we're going to do that. When I get there, just listen to this, because I've told this story before. My first class I start taking of computer science, okay? Immediately, the first day, the teacher starts to teach and is using terminology I've never learned. He's referencing coding techniques I don't know. He assumes that everyone has already coded. I was like, no, I'm going, you don't understand. I'm going to school to learn computer science. Like, that's what I'm paying you for. He assumed that I had all this prerequisite knowledge, and a lot of kids in my course did. Their high schools had taught them to this already. You want to know why? Because they were all rich kids. They all went to these private fucking high schools and shit that had these crazy-ass high-level courses. Normal high school doesn't teach you computer science programming. You know what I'm saying? High school doesn't do that. Back then, apparently only the high-end schools did. So everyone around me was some rich kid. And I wasn't. And I'm sitting there like, how the fuck am I supposed to learn this when everyone else knows how to do it but me? I had a group project where the other person literally had to do like 80% of the work because I didn't understand any of it because the teacher didn't teach. So how am I supposed to fucking learn computer science? You know?
I'm through.
So after 2 semesters of that, I quit. I said, I'm not doing that no more. I got to change my major. I'll never succeed. I'll fail at it constantly. How the fuck did they see me? How did they see me exactly? Oh, that's true. George says it's a good thing you switch majors regardless because your job would have just been outsourced. You'd be unemployed. You're absolutely right. Because what ended up happening was the bubble burst. There was that tech bubble, and the tech bubble completely fucking burst.
But this is sad.
So even if I'd gone through the entire time and got my degree, it would have been a waste of paper anyway. It literally would have wasted my time. So instead, I went to school for business, and that also was a waste of my fucking time. Because you couldn't get a job in the business world unless you already knew someone. Like, you needed to have an internship or already have, like, people who know you or your family. I tried to get jobs. All of them turned me down and said, well, no, we're only hiring people with experience. Like, dude, I'm in college. I just graduated. How the fuck would I have experience? Oh, why didn't you do unpaid internships? Well, because I had to pay for college. So I had to work a job, pretty much almost full-time job, while I was going to college to pay for college. How was I also supposed to do an unpaid internship? And here's the answer. You were supposed to be rich. So you didn't have to work. You could do the unpaid internship and get your foot in the door of a job. So essentially, the whole way the system was set up, you had to be rich to afford to go to school. You had to be rich to already have the prerequisite knowledge to do computer science. You had to be rich to get a job after school. It's like, so basically, if you're rich, you succeed, and if you're a normal person, you're fucked. That's how the whole system was set up. I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressively messed up. You know, the game volume's loud. Okay, yeah, thanks for telling me. I wish I had known earlier. I just turned it down a little bit. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, so I went to college with a completely different understanding of what it was going to be, and it was literally a waste of 4 years of my life. Where by the time I was in my second year of college, I was completely demotivated. I didn't even care anymore. I was like, why should I care about this when I'm not going to get anything? You know. That's how the American system set up. The education system is a rigged joke. I could not believe it. But by the way, no one's going to tell you that either. I've been saying it every single year that I've been on YouTube. I said this. I've explained it. That's my experience. But no one else wants to admit it. Everyone else acts like it's such a great system. Like, you're out of your mind.
They got what they deserved.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking about dead goblins.
It could have got us killed.
But
So he alerted the goblins, not me. Okay.
Looks like Ranrock's loyalists were heading further up the path.
Let's keep going.
Disco says, what do you think about people going to college? Do you recommend it? It's this simple. College is not bad. It depends on the implementation of what you learn. If you think you're going to get a job where you can use that degree right away out of college, then it makes sense. The sad fact is, that's not the case for a lot of people. That college is going to charge you what they charge you, regardless if you get a job or not. They don't care. As long as you paid them the tuition, they don't give a shit if you get a job or not. So you got to keep that in mind. And that's what happened to me is they gladly took my money. They didn't give a shit if I was going to get a job out of college or not. They never even asked. You know? So, you know, use what you can. By the way, obviously be smart with what you study. Study something that you think you can get a job in. Don't do one of these fucking artsy-fartsy ass degrees. Like, oh, I wanted to be a fucking crazy, you know, alternative sciences or alternative culture major and shit. Oh, they'll charge you for that. They will. They'll take your money gladly and then laugh to the bank as you fucking do nothing with it for the rest of your life. And you're working fucking fast food jobs because no one hires for that shit. You know what I mean? You gotta be very careful and skeptical of these things because these are money-making businesses first and educational institutions second.
Whether it's a sword or a repository, whatever that is.
Did you hear that, Goblin?
Ridiculous notions of ownership.
Okay.
Quietly now.
So no, I'm not anti-education at all. Absolutely not. You just got to be very skeptical that these places have your best interests in mind. And be very careful about what you do with your time and your money, because I absolutely, positively regret going to college. I do. I've done nothing with it at all. It's never helped me once in my life. 4 years wasted. All that money and time.
Ranrock's loyalists.
And it wasn't, you know, here's the real bummer about it. A big chunk of the money was my parents. A big chunk of the money was loans that I had to pay back. That was all that money. So my parents and me wasted all that time and money. For what? I could have been learning a trade or something. You know, I could have had a trade skill. I could have had a job that I would have for the rest of my life. But instead of here, I got these lofty ambitions of having some kind of a crazy fucking high-paying job just because I went to college. It's not true. It's definitely a misconception. Fucking let go of my foot, you stupid thing. There we go. It absolutely can be true. It's just not true in all cases, and that's what people need to hear. People need to hear that, no, just because you went to college doesn't mean you're going to be rich and famous and happy for the rest of your life. It doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't. It's You go, you spend the money, and you hope for the best, and you hope that that college actually cares about you and will set you up with a job, but that most of them don't.